If you were looking for a great place to fulfill your nerdy needs at excellent prices, please consider checking out Whaling Games using the QR code on screen or the link in the description. You'll be supporting the channel at no extra cost to you and snag yourself some excellent deals in the process. Whether it's trading cards or tabletop, there's something for everyone at Whaling Games. P.S. Please don't forget to support your friendly local gaming store too. Hello duelists, it's Joe here from Rufioh. Welcome to the channel. If this is your first time here, welcome aboard and make sure you hit subscribe before you go any further and realise how fucking garbage this content is. But of course, if this is not your first time on the channel, welcome back. For today's video, we're going to be taking a look at a budget build. It is the Spyral Fiendsmith build that I've been working on, testing, and has worked quite well so far. I'm sure there are many ways to make it better, or people out there who've played the deck for much longer that could probably have some insight. I'm more than happy to take that feedback and would love to see it down in the comments. But if you're somebody who's just starting off with this deck, or maybe you're already playing it, maybe there's some bits in here that give you some food for thought or things that you maybe haven't considered already. Just a couple of comments on video quality before we get stuck in. Apologies that this isn't as well lit as normal. I have changed up my office and I need to reorganize some of my lighting and things like that, so it's going to look a little bit weird, but hopefully it's still perfectly good to see. Also, apologies if there's any weird noises in the background. There's a bunch of building work going on next door. And as you all know, they have to shout and scream and sing and make every fucking noise known to man as they go along. Although maybe they think that about me as well while I'm on the headset. But anyway, let's get stuck into the deck profile, shall we? Ricky Martin, Field Center. Tokens for the boys. So we have triple copies of Quick Fix. This card is absolutely insane. Obviously, you want to hit this with Machine Dupe. That is the dream. Once that happens, you are off to the races, especially if it resolves. And you just keep looping these around. Anyone who's played Spyral knows how this works. For some reason, they printed like none of these cards with hard ones per turns. They learned the lesson very quickly afterwards for the most part. Triple copies of Drone. This one you're going to often end up searching off this if you don't open it already. Really, really important card for the deck in general. Really, really good. Helps stack the deck. And once the deck is stacked, you can do many more things. A single copy of Spyral Super Agent. We're just down to one now, and even this sometimes feels unnecessary. It's pretty much just an extender at this point. It's a free extra name for the most part that just says Spyral on it, which is going to help you go into your double helix. But beyond that, it doesn't do an awful lot most of the time. It's just there as an extra body. We've got a single copy of Double Agent. This is the card that helps us bridge into the Fiendsmith engine. This is what makes it work. It's a light Fiend, and as you know, light Fiend is good. The other thing as well is it can end up on your opponent's side of the field, which switches off certain cards or makes it less optimal. Things like Evenly Matched, things like Lightning Storm, all of those kind of stuff just gets switched off. We've got a single copy of Sleeper and a single copy of Last Resort. The dastardly duo that they are, they're still really, really good. Once you establish this setup, it is quite difficult for a lot of decks to out. So, especially if you're playing against other rogue decks and things like that. Yeah, it's just really good. On to more Spyral cards here. We've got triple copies of Spyral Resort. You just want to see it. Apologies, these are in Platinum Secret, but I guess it annoys people more if you resolve those ones. Triple copies, you just have to see this card. It helps everything else go boom. So, that's a must-have. We then got triple copies of Big Red and a single copy of Spyral Mission Rescue. Big Red, sometimes I've seen builds play less of this. I just want to be able to keep resolving the searches, and it's just extra materials in hand. It's more recursion later on, and it has some good interaction with some of the other cards that I'm going to show you shortly. So, yeah, it's just good to have names, and yeah, it's just a helpful card to have. I think 3 works really, really well. Onto the Fiendsmith component of the deck, we've got triple Engraver, and this is pretty cookie cutter at this point, right? 1 Lacrima, 1 Lurry. There's not much to add here if you've played Fiendsmith Engine. This is kind of the standard package. We've got triple copies of Tract. You need to. Technically, it can search your Spyral Double Agent as well, so there's that. And then Fiendsmith and Paradise, just as a one-of. That works quite nicely. So on to another small package we play in the deck. We're playing 2 copies of Illusion of Chaos and 2 copies of Magician's Souls. This should probably be 3 and 1. I just don't have the third one of these. But this is not a terrible card to draw anyway. I mean, there's times where you play these kind of packages and you think, well, if you see this, it's going to, ruin things because you can't just search it off this. That's not true in this deck. You do get to make use of it. It's a level 1, which comes up a lot in this deck, which again we'll get into when we get to the extra deck. And of course, you always have a ton of spare spells and traps in your hand. Stuff like the extra big reds or the trap cards that you want to get in the grave, Tract you're happy to have in the grave, especially if you resolved it the first time. So, like, you've always got fodder there that you can just send to get to draw 2, which in this deck is insane because you just have so many cards that just go absolutely crazy. So that works really, really well for me. Again, it should probably be 3 and 1. And we're on the budget build again, so we're not playing DMod, just for complete transparency here. We've got triple copies of Fuelos. It's Fuelos. I really don't want to have to play hand traps in here, but you have to play hand traps in here. If you go first and you see a good hand, you're off to the races. You can make a really, really good board. But if you go second, you need to have a way to at least try and slow your opponent down. And Fuwa just helps you get into cards like Ash Blossom. Yeah, you just need to play it. Again, if nothing else, just to hit other Charmies. I mean, if you get hit with a Charmy in this and you don't stop it, they are drawing a lot of fucking cards. And the last one is DD Crow because it's searchable in this deck. So, again, that's from the extra deck, so that just works, yeah, nicely. Another card to search, another interrupt for your opponent to play through. And then on to some, I guess, non-engine-y bits, other spells, let's call it. We've got triple copies of Machine Dupe. It's Machine Dupe. This is absolutely insane on Quick Fix. Like, it's unbelievable. Yeah, there's not much else to say. We've got a single copy of Terraforming, because, again, you need to see the field spell. 1 for 1, because you want to see Quick Fix. Or, again, if you need drones, you can get to drones. That's there. Call by the Grave, because this card's insane and helps stop Charmies, other hand traps, things like that. And then a single copy of Monster Reborn, just good way to extend. Reborning, bringing back any of your Spyral stuff is the name of the game, and this just helps you continue to do that. So I believe the main deck comes in at 44 cards. I mean, I guess there's probably ways to trim it if you want to be really brutal, but that's worked quite well for me so far. And then no side deck today, but we are onto the extra deck. We've got 2 copies of Double Helix. There's times where I feel like this is too much, and then there's times where I just really realise you need the extra one. I would love to be able to cut this for something else, just to add more juice to the extra deck, but it comes up enough that I think you need it in there. After that, we've got the Fiendsmith package. So we've got Requiem, Sequence, Lacrima, Desiree, Necroquip, and DDDD Wave High King Caesar. It's a pretty standard package, just probably not too much to add there. Some other stuff, we've got Linkuriboh, we've got Soyuja, you summon enough stuff. This, quite a lot of the time, yeah, it's bonkers in this deck. Again, with the amount that you can summon, getting the extra summon. Like, Soyuja just really works quite well in this build. You'll see, especially if you start playtesting yourself, just how good it is being able to dig in deep, being able to get extra bodies onto the field, being able to shuffle in all those random extra cards that you've accumulated over the turn and try and dig into more impactful ones. Just really, really powerful. Then onto some rank 1s and other stuff. We've got 1 copy of Princess Sprite, 1 copy of Recital Starling, 1 Ensemble Robin. So this, of course, is just like Compulse, right? Like your opponent special summons and compulses them. This is Search DD Crow. This is Mill over the top one. And if it's a spell, you get to add it to your hand. So these are all really quite good on their own straight away. And then you can then turn them into something even better if you can get 2 of them on the board, which is Utopic Draco Future, which is just absolutely nuts. This package works really, really well. And again, the amount of level 1s that you are summoning, this is really, really easy to make in this deck. And that's all this rounds off the deck profile. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Hopefully it's given you some food for thought. Maybe if you're trying out this deck for the first time, this should give you a good starting point to work from. And if you're already playing the deck and there's things that you do differently, things that you'd recommend, again, keep in mind that this is a budget build, but more than happy to take some feedback from you guys, especially if you're already playing the deck as well. Thank you again for making it this far into the video. Hopefully that means you've enjoyed it enough to have hit subscribe, or maybe, I guess, you could have hated it enough you couldn't possibly look away. But that's all from me today. Thank you very much for coming along. I really do appreciate you being here, and I will see you in the next one.